All right, every year more than 1,000 young drivers are killed on the nation's highways, and driving experts call it an epidemic.
At 5, we revisited one of the Valley's worst car accidents 9 years ago today, involving 5 students from Las Vegas High School. As News 3's Michelle Velez shows us, that accident resonated far beyond the confines of Las Vegas.
Metro Police Officer Bill Redfern has witnessed hundreds of tragedies on Las Vegas roadways. He's worked fatal detail in the accident investigation section for the past 14 years. But still to this day, there is one accident that stands out.
We go to these type of things all the time, but I knew there was something different about this one, just from the emotions that you could feel as soon as you got on scene.
There's an accident on Sahara, and right before you get to Sloan.
The notorious crash on Sahara and Sloan that involved 5 young girls from Las Vegas High.
Now, and the car's up on the pole and they can't get out.
9 years later, the accident still resonates within the community. To this day, Clark County school students cannot leave campus for lunch. The crash also changed the way Metro reaches out to teen drivers.
We always come back to this particular accident when we're out talking to the community, whether it's high school kids or even adults. There's lessons to be learned from this particular accident.
And it forever changed the people involved that day.
Just being back here today, I can still see the scenes, smell the smells. You know, all of that is just as if it was happening right this moment.
The crash happened on a curvy stretch of Sahara Avenue after the driver, who was speeding, lost control.
Sky 3 watched from high
But Detective Redfern says speed is not the only factor in this crash.
To remove the victims.
You know, we can sit here and say the speed, all kinds of things, but the bottom line is driver inexperience. Yes, the driver was speeding, but the speed was not so great that once loss of control occurred, that the driver couldn't have recovered. In this instance, we had a brand new driver who just didn't have the experience to know what to do when they got themselves into that situation.
It's a problem the crash expert says is far too common with young drivers.
I call it the reset generation. They're so used to the video games. In a video game, you get killed, you hit the reset button, you come back to life. Well, in reality, that's just not the case.
That's probably what caused it to split in half like that.
But is our younger generation the only ones to blame? Driver's Edge founder Jeff Payne says no.
The problem with driver's education in this country is that none of us are ever taught how to drive. We're simply taught to pass a test. And learning the basic rules of the road and the fundamentals of how to operate a vehicle is very important, but it's not going to properly prepare young drivers for all the hazards they may face in everyday driving.
Payne launched his nonprofit, a hands-on driving education program, just months after the Sahara accident.
Well, I'm sitting there, bleeding to death.
For many years, the survivors of that crash told their story to the classes. And still to this day, Metro's public service announcement about the accident is played to open the program, which is now used nationwide.
And it plays just as well here in Vegas today as it does in New York or San Francisco, Oklahoma City, anywhere in between. There's usually not a dry eye in the house when we're done playing it because, you know, it's every parent's worst nightmare.
A nightmare Payne calls a serious epidemic.
It's by far the #1 killer of not just Nevada's youth, but America's youth as well. There's more kids killed in automobile collisions than by guns, violent crime, and suicide combined.
Since the accident, Officer Redfern believes some lives have been saved, but he says there's still a long way to go. That stretch of Sahara alone has been the site of numerous fatal crashes.
This particular stretch of road, I can remember at least 3 fatalities that I've responded to personally.
Since the girls' accident, multiple people have died on the same stretch of Sahara. Residents in the area have expressed concern. They say the road is too curvy and too dangerous. But Metro Police says this road is not the problem.
Everybody wants to blame the roadway. The design of the roadway is what caused these accidents. Well, that's just not the case. What really caused these accidents? The drivers. They're speeding, they're not paying attention, and the big thing is they always think, it's not going to happen to me. It only takes 7/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second to die in a car crash.
So what is the answer? The experts are still trying to figure that out.
I just wish there was some way that some magic words I could come up with that we'd never have to do this again. This would be the last one, never have to see it again. But then reality sets in, and I know that's just not possible.
A sad reality Bill Redfern says more people should take seriously.
I'm telling you, from seeing these things firsthand, if you don't listen to what I'm telling you, I'm going to be coming to your accident. And trust me, I'm one cop on the police department. You don't want to see me at your accident scene, because that means it's really bad and probably somebody's going to die.
A desperate plea and serious warning from one man who knows firsthand just how easy it is to die behind the wheel. Michelle Velez, News 3.
For more on the Every 15 Minutes program and the Driver's Edge program, just go to our website, mynews3.com.